Hi everyone, Joellen here, and welcome to Washed in Watercolor. For today's demonstration, I'm painting birch trees. I hope you enjoy my demonstration and paint along. Here's my reference photo, which is really beautiful. But I think for my own demonstration, I'll add a little bit more color. I hope you enjoy watching my painting unfold or even paint along. I'll start with a basic drawing of the trees and branches. There's nothing too overly complicated here. Once my drawing is complete, I'll use pieces of masking or drafting tape to protect the tree. I use my script brush to paint in some of the little tree branches and some of the other stems of the foliage. Once the masking is dry, I wet the paper with clean water. Using a sea sponge, I apply some masking fluid. In applying this to the wet paper, I'm hoping to achieve some nice soft edges. Once the masking fluid has dried, I re-wet my paper again with clean water. And this time I mix up some colors for the background. Winsor Blue, green shade, is just a beautiful color for the sky, so I'll drop in a little bit of that. Next, I'll pick up a little bit of burnt sienna. For this painting, I decided I would stick with a limited palette. My palette consists of Winsor Lemon, Yellow Ochre, Winsor Violet, Winsor Blue Green shade, and Burnt Sienna. I think it's great to work with a limited palette because it really forces you to mix colors. Here I'm trying to achieve neutrals and I'll mix all my colors together just to see what I can get. But I will complete this painting using just those 5 colors. And in the end, I think using a limited palette will really create a beautiful harmony in the painting. I want to be sure that I keep values near the horizon a little darker, so I'll mix up some dark paints and just continue to drop the paint in using that wet into wet method. And when I need to, I'll take a squirt bottle and mist the paint just to keep everything flowing in a good way. Okay, at this point I need to get some of those background trees, and so using my script brush with some darker paint, I'll continue to work kind of like a dry into wet. I'm hoping that the paint will hold a little bit of form and give me some nice soft trees in the background. Typically when I'm doing a demonstration, I keep my paper pretty flat, or when I'm filming, I keep it flat, and I always forget that, yes, I should tilt my paper back and forth. So it's a good idea. Tilt your paper back and forth and try to move the paint around a little bit. Watercolor does dry lighter, and I'm just finding within this painting that I continually have to darken the edge on the horizon. I lost some of those trees, so let's just put some more in. At this point, I'm fairly happy with the background, so let's move on to the foreground. And before I do that, I'll make sure that the painting is thoroughly dry. I start by wetting the foreground and picking up some yellow ochre, and I'll just drop that into the wet area. The yellow is a little too chromatic in some areas, so I'll pick up some paint at the bottom, kind of that neutral color that I have, and I'll mix it in with the yellow just to subdue some of it. I just love working wet into wet paint and really letting the paint spread on its own. I'll add some dark values to the foreground closest to me, and that will help to really create some wonderful distance. I feel that the area at the horizon is just a little bit too light, so again, I'm going to darken it. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how this looks, so I'll just give it a dry. I just want to soften some of the edges a little bit with a toothbrush before I take off the masking. Okay, it's time to remove the masking in the foreground area. It's just some tough work trying to get all of this off. I prepared some Winsor lemon, and my plan is just to cover the area where it's stark white with a little bit of a warm tone. I drop in a few light colors here and there. Using my script brush, I'll add a few twigs and stems. Finally, it's time to take off the tape. Wow, all this work just to get to this part. Here I'll work one tree trunk at a time. I'll fill a channel of water and then I'll add a little bit of my Winsor lemon, followed by some of my more neutral gray colors. And I'll put the lemon on the right side and the neutral glaze on the left side, and I'll just have it have a nice soft edge, and I'll just kind of drop things in and work it back and forth. That looks really nice, and now I'll just repeat the same process for the remaining trees. I feel like my trees are taking a really nice form. They just need to be a little darker, especially at the base. I now need to mix a really dark value using my 5 limited colors. I'm painting the cracks and rings on these wonderful birch trees, and I'll tell you, this is going to really make the painting. Wow, that really comes to life and pulls forward. I'll repeat this process for the 5 remaining trees. I add some warm tones to the bark. Finally, I remove the remaining masking. Again, I mix up a really dark neutral value, and I'll start painting the fine branches of the tree. Wow, that looks really beautiful. I hope you enjoyed watching my painting unfold, and please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.